Picture this. You've been doing everything right. You tithe faithfully, you avoid debt, you save a little every month. And somewhere in the back of your mind, you feel like God must be pleased with how responsible you're being. But then one Sunday, your pastor mentions the parable of the talents, and something hits you differently this time. Because in that parable, the servant who buried his money, the one who played it safe, who kept everything protected, that's the one who got rebuked. Not the one who took risks, not the one who lost money, the one who did nothing with what he was given. And suddenly you start wondering, is keeping all my money in a savings account the modern version of burying it in the ground? That's the question we're answering today, because a lot of Christians are great at saving money, but have no idea how to take the next step into investing, and they're leaving decades of growth on the table because of it. If you want to learn how to manage money in a way that actually honors God and builds real long-term wealth, make sure to hit subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. Let's get into it. Here's the first thing most people don't realize. Saving money alone is not biblical stewardship. It's only half of it. Look, saving is important. Proverbs 21:20 says, "The wise store up choice food and olive oil." The Bible absolutely values financial wisdom and preparation. But stewardship doesn't stop at protection. It includes multiplication. That's literally what the parable of the talents is about. The master gave each servant a sum of money and expected them to do something with it. The ones who invested and doubled their money were praised. The one who buried it was not. So if you've been thinking that keeping money safe is the godly choice, I want to gently challenge that, because safety and stewardship are not always the same thing. Now, let's look at what that actually costs you in real numbers. Let's say you have $10,000 in a savings account, earning 1% interest. After 20 years, you have about $12,200. Your money barely moved. Now, take that same $10,000 and invest it in a broad market index fund, averaging 8% per year historically. After 20 years, you have around $46,600. Same money, completely different outcome. That's not luck. That's stewardship. So the question becomes, how do you make the transition from saving to investing without feeling like you're gambling with money God entrusted to you? Here's the step-by-step path. Step 1, build your peace of mind fund first. Before you invest a single dollar, you need 3 to 6 months of living expenses saved in cash. This is your emergency fund. And for Christians, think of it this way. It's your stability fund. It protects you from making fear-based decisions when life gets hard. Because here's the truth. The biggest reason people panic and sell investments at the wrong time is because they needed that money for an emergency. Your stability fund keeps your hands off your investments when life gets messy. Step 2, mentally separate your money into 2 purposes. God-given money has different jobs. Some money is for protection. Some money is for growth. When you mix them in one account, your brain treats it all the same, and you never actually invest anything. Create 2 clear buckets. Safety money stays in savings. Growth money goes to work. This mental shift alone changes everything. Step 3, start small and start now. A lot of believers wait until they feel ready, until they have enough, until they understand everything perfectly. And they wait for years. But Ecclesiastes 11:4 says, "Whoever watches the wind will not plant. Whoever looks at the clouds will not reap." You will never feel perfectly ready. Start with $50. Start with $100. The habit matters more than the amount. And God honors faithfulness with small things before He entrusts you with larger ones. Step 4, keep it simple and consistent. Here's where most beginners go wrong. They start researching individual stocks, crypto, complex strategies, and they freeze. Or worse, they take on too much risk. The simplest investing strategy has historically been one of the most effective: index funds. These funds spread your money across hundreds of companies at once. Lower risk, long-term growth, no need to pick winners. And here's what's powerful about this approach for believers. You're not gambling. You're not speculating. You're participating in the long-term productive growth of human enterprise. That's a very different thing. Step 5. Trust the process and stay consistent. Markets will drop. The news will get scary. And in those moments, fear will tell you to pull everything out. But Proverbs 3:5 reminds us to trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. Long-term investing requires a kind of faith. Not blind faith, but informed faith. Historically, the market has recovered from every single downturn. Investors who stayed consistent through volatility came out ahead. Now let's bring this together with a simple picture. Saving is like storing grain in a barn. It's wise and necessary. But investing is like planting that grain in a field. It looks risky. There's a season of uncertainty. But at harvest time, one seed has become many. God designed seeds to grow. He designed time to multiply things. Investing is simply putting both to work. Here's the roadmap one more time. Build your stability fund first. Separate safety money from growth money. Start investing small amounts now. Keep your strategy simple and consistent, and trust the long-term process. Because biblical stewardship was never just about holding on to what you've been given. It was always about faithfully growing it. 5 years from now, you'll either wish you started today, or you'll be glad you did. If this video gave you a new way to think about faith and finances, hit the subscribe button. And I want to hear from you. Are you currently in the saving stage, or have you already taken steps toward investing? Let me know in the comments.